Good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family. We're back again with a quick crypto Kaspa crypto live stream. We have got some absolutely massive updates for today. Some huge updates from Michael Sutton, one of the core developers, regarding Kaspa, regarding a huge upgrade coming soon. Talking Dagknight and ZK coming at the same time. No word of a lie, says it right here, which is absolutely insane. So I'll get to this post in a moment. Also some updates regarding smart contracts, which apparently have been confirmed to be imminent, and much more coming. Also the big news regarding what's happening in the financial markets with the regulatory frameworks, that Trump is going to be signing the Genius Act into law later today at the ceremony. So we have a lot to cover, a lot of very bullish news as always. If you enjoy the daily content, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and get ready, because it's going to be an absolutely massive stream. I would actually say probably the biggest stream to date. Very much looking forward to what's coming out. I'm going to make a video probably over the weekend covering what Michael Sutton just said here, and ultimately how this will, previously I would have perceived as Dagknight and smart contracts both are building blocks and would therefore not really incentivize a price pump. But if we do get both coming out at the same time, that would be nuts, absolutely insane stuff, and that would, for me, would generate so much FOMO that it would probably cause a significant rally. That being said, welcome back to the stream, everybody. Hope you're doing very well today. Buffalo Theory again, mother. Good morning indeed. Yes, good morning, bro. Hope you had a great morning, great day so far. Welcome back, Falcon Man. You're doing very well. Dimitar, as always, tuning in. Welcome back, brother. And you too, Frederick. Let's go, Kaspa. Indeed. Welcome back, brother. Early today, 8 a.m. there. Wow, it's currently 4 p.m. where I'm at. Very early for me, even as well, in regards to when we normally go live. So normally we go live around midday for you. Hope you're enjoying your day so far, your morning. Hopefully it gets up to a good start of this stream today. And we've got a lot more to cover later on as well. Nice little action last night. Oh yeah, 100%. We saw Kaspa, have a little bit of a pullback overall yesterday, as we can see. We saw obviously do very well on the Wednesday, and then we saw a bit of a mixed match yesterday where it went up to about 9.5 and then came back down again to 9 cents, but it ended up finishing around the 9.3 cents, which is still good. It's still, as we spoke about for Kaspa to break up. For me, I stated that for Kaspa to actually make that next move up, we need to see Kaspa break above the 9.3 but also hold that, and we saw a break above 9.3 on Wednesday, and then yesterday, despite the fluctuating price, it held above it again as well. So all in all, this for me is more signs of confirmation that we have now got the next trend up for Kaspa, which is fantastic. And right now we can see Kaspa did much better earlier today. It's now managed to come back down again, but it did almost push up to 10 cents earlier, which is nice. Understandably, 10 cents is another very tough level of resistance for Kaspa, so seeing a rejection was to be expected. And we're now currently up 0.6% on the daily time frame, valued at 9.4 cents. I'm optimistic this is going to again be a sign that Kaspa making that push up. You probably see it make the continual, pattern where it's going to keep going up and down, but continually making an upwards movement, unless we get an absolute massive catalyst. Which, I mean, looking at the market right now, Ethereum is going crazy, absolutely crazy right now, up to 3.5, almost 3.6k. It's going nuts. And actually, I shared this in the free and VIP Discord server. Well, see Crypto, the experienced trader who tends to normally do the long. We've got some traders in the community, the VIP, and they tend to do a lot of day trades, especially BYDFI. Thanks to them, we've got a lot of day trades going on. But our experienced trader, see Crypto, he does a lot of technical analysis and also does some long trade setups. He put in this absolute banger of a trade that's still open right now. As I try and find the profits tab here, currently an open trade. We can see right here. Oh, you can't even see it because the chat's blocking it. Right here you can see up 1,656% in this long trade that C opened down at 1.8k, and we'll be talking about it in the VIP for a long time now. This sort of setup, this sort of trade setup we've been speaking about for a very long time. So, again, this is the benefit of being the VIP. You want to find out a lot more in regards to trades, in regards to VIP information, alpha information, everything else, and check out the VIP. Links are below in the description, also my homepage as well. Get many benefits, and you can join for free for 7 days as well. If you need any help with anything, just let me know on Discord. Reach out to me and I'll help you out where I can. But again, that is great stuff. Ethereum's doing very, very well, and as a result, therefore, altcoins are doing pretty much very, very well as well, because Ethereum is the altcoin indicator. We can see as a result of Ethereum doing so well, Bitcoin dominance has fallen off quite considerably right now, down to 61%. Now, I mentioned this also to my VIPs earlier, that I'm still not particularly worried in regards to, or I don't think it's the confirmation that we've got a Bitcoin, an altcoin cycle or an altcoin season. I think it's going to be a nice relief, but for me, there's no absolute confirmed catalyst or confirmed information that says that alt season is now going to start right now. If anything, I think what we're seeing probably is a similar alt season we saw that happened around here, the first leg up here, and then we saw the bigger leg up, obviously, when Bitcoin made that return again. I think we're seeing initial leg up right now. Ethereum seeing some relief, absolutely insane right now for ETH. Right now, it's fantastic stuff. So I think we've got a lot more to come, therefore, and I think Kaspa's going to catch that very, very nicely. Right now, the ISO 2002 to the ISO compliant assets like XRP, like Algorand, like HBAR, these ones have been catching more of the momentum recently. But I think you'll see a lot of the other assets start to catch that liquidity coming through right now based on the sentiment in the market right now. And Kaspa, again, big up is coming through, looking very, very strong. Ready for DeFi, indeed. Kaspa's ready for it, more than ready for it. Welcome back, Mila. Hope you're doing very, very well. Good morning to you too. Yo, stack bundles, bro. Welcome back, brother. And you too, Bufflin. Kaspa to $1. Inevitable. Is it going to happen in this cycle? We'll have to wait and see, but $1 Kaspa for me is inevitable. And yes, Bufflin is right. If you enjoy the content, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Time to outperform the market with all the momentum on the track. I think we're going to see Kaspa outperform the market soon enough. I think we've still got a little bit of time to wait. We still need to see smart contracts come out, tier 1 listings, other developments as well, but I think you're going to see a lot of good price action in the immediate short term, rest of this month, and probably maybe going into August, or do we have to wait and see, because in August, again, Trump's tariffs will be going live, and that could cause some speculative price action, some pullbacks, some chopping in the market. But that being said, let's get into the content. We're going to start off Kaspa first off before we get into the macro news. So to start off with, we got straight into the action. Michael Sutton, one of the core Kaspa devs right here, core Kaspa devs, who made an absolutely huge announcement here. He's meant to be making making a roadmap for Kaspa at some point later on. He's not done that just yet, but he will be doing it soon enough. Right here is his raw thoughts regarding Kaspa's big upgrades that are coming next. You don't end on a crescendo. You don't end on the 10 BPS. You've got a lot more incoming, and there are several anticipated upgrades we are waiting for on the sidelines for Kaspa, primarily the Dagknight DK protocol and the ZK opcodes, the layer 1 to layer 2 canonical bridge. These two major endeavors may look independent, but I see strong merit in bundling them into a single hard fork. That is insane. And he's also going to be talking or researching, ongoing research into the MEV resistance and Oracle voting. So I'm not going to read this all word for word, because that will be 10 minutes of me just kind of reading off a PowerPoint slide effectively, and that would be boring. So I have done my best to summarize this to make it easy to understand. Ultimately, as you just heard, Michael Sutton believes that we are going to be seeing Dagknight protocol and the ZK layer 1 to layer 2 canonical bridge, to the smart contract, the native smart contract elements, and Dagknight bundled together in one singular major hard fork, which is huge news. So for those who may not be aware, to give you a bit of a rundown, Dagknight is, in my belief, the end game for Kaspa. Dagknight is the next evolution for Kaspa, going from the Ghost protocol to the Dagknight. The benefits of Dagknight is it has quicker finality for transactions, which is huge, which is especially beneficial for order sensitive smart contract systems. So it's better for smart contracts as well. It benefits smart contracts. That's why he wants to do it together. It's also got enhanced resilience against attacks. Dagknight adapts with latency, real-time network conditions. So that means it can work faster and also shift away from potential attacks, faster converted under attacks, which is great. And there's also other practical benefits regarding improved efficiency for algorithms, and better internet chaos resistance as well. So if there was a total blackout, with the whole, blackouts all across the country or across the world for that matter, Dagknight is resistant to that, which is great news. So Dagknight, in my belief, is not just the endgame for Kaspa, but the endgame for crypto. Or maybe not the endgame for crypto, because you've got other elements like quantum resistance as well. Caspa is a big step forward that no other system in this space has even bothered researching yet, to my knowledge. They're not even trying to do it. Caspa, this is why I'm so bullish on this project. Dagknight is going to blow everything out of the water. And then, of course, as he mentioned, it does actually benefit more so in regards to smart contracts as well. It ends up being more beneficial to smart contract systems. And that's why he wants to roll it out with ZK layer 1 to layer 2 canonical bridge, which is the base rollups, the native rollups, the atomic possibility, which of course will enable multi-rollup transactions to land automatically, or atomically even so. Again, it's a huge thing that he wants to come out. In the past year, there's been an ongoing publicly visible effort to establish the landscape of ZK over Caspa. The result of these efforts can mostly be viewed in Caspa's research forum under the layer 1 to layer 2 category. And the approach, where based means ZK layers, rollups, dApps, fully commit to the layer 1 sequencing. So layer 1 serves all three roles: sequencing, data availability, and settlements. And we're seeing it, more coming out very soon. So again, that's huge. So he answers here why is he trying to bundle them both together, right? Why bundle them both together? Well, because these two major upgrades are coming together would be a massive benefit for the engineering element and the safety element, right? Parallel developments are both building at the same time. Their technical, the complexities are largely independent. So it allows for development to proceed in parallel and merge cleanly, because the team working on ZK and the team working on Dagknight, they don't collide or clash. So they can. It's not like they have less manpower working on it. They don't need or have room for more manpower. Or don't need it at all. So they can quite comfortably work both at the same time, and therefore they can merge together quite cleanly as well. And as I mentioned earlier, Dagknight's faster convergence to total order significantly strengthens smart contract systems, which are highly order sensitive. So actually, releasing both at the same time would be much better than just releasing ZK first, or then just Dagknight. I mean, either or, if they release that independently, it'd be fine. But releasing both at the same time would make Dagknight stronger and equally smart contracts stronger as a result of it. So it makes much more sense. It creates a more robust foundation for the ZK layer 2s, which is huge news. So what we have to, he says here, overall I expect Dagknight and ZK branches to begin landing soon. Now, soon, that elusive word, we don't know when that's going to be. Although we should remember that IGRA, let's see if I can find out what I'm rambling on. IGRA made a post not too long back talking about bridging, their perception of the bridging element, how they're going to switch from their current layer 2 protocol in April, right? I'm trying to see if I can find it right now, but basically, here it is. So if we read on here, and also we go to the very bottom, we can see that they mentioned 2027, but they actually meant 2026. And we scroll up here. The community bridging phase will end on April 1st, 2026. So in that regard, there are three scenarios they can do. Either they use the opcodes, or they continue using community bridging, or they go to multi MPC, which is trying to remember what it is again. Multi-party computation, which is slightly better than community bridging. So, but the point here is they ideally want to go to ZK. So I'm taking it therefore, where Microsoft is saying soon is a very elusive word, of course, but therefore we may be seeing Dagknight alongside native smart contracts coming ideally by April 1st, 2026, which is still, almost a year away from, that's 9 months from now. So it's quite a ways away. So soon, maybe not so soon. And then remember again about 10 BPS, right? That 10 BPS hard fork migration took 9 months or so? Took a very long time. So you might see them ready for the hard fork, going into April or so, and then it might be another extensive few months to actually make the migration properly happen. Again, we'll see a roadmap similar to the 10 BPS Rusty hard fork probably coming out over the coming, I want to say 3-4 months, probably in Q4. That's just me speculating that, but rambling aside, coming full circle, this is huge news. And of course, they also talk about potentially releasing some form of information and stuff regarding their developments towards MEF resistances, and also Oracle voting as well, which we'll find out more in due time, obviously. But this, to me, is huge news. Huge news. Seeing Dagknight and ZK come at the same time, that could be the FOMO moment to end all FOMO moments for Caspa. I like the big reason why a lot of us are in Casper right now is because of Dagknight and native smart contracts, but the main one's Dagknight. That's the reason why the KRI are in Casper. They decided to work with Casper because of Dagknight. That's the reason they got into it. They mentioned that in the past. And we may be seeing it within the next year. Which, think about how long we've waited so far. What's another year to us? Is it going to be after the cycle? Probably. But is that a problem? No. Casper's not just an S coin, a get rich quick scheme. That's not. It's setting up for the future. Most of crypto's now in that stage. You're going away from the S coin cycle, the meme coin, and there's still ways to make money through them. So it's not. I'm not saying don't do that. Again, do your own research. But the cycle's transitioning from one to hype and FOMO to one that's more so utility based, and actual good real world use cases. And Casper right now is proving it has some of the best with already insane quick finality and cheap payments, and it's going to go to another level with Dagknight and with ZK native smart contracts. So huge stuff. If I'm going to put a time frame on it right now, I'm hoping it will be in a year from now we'll see these come out. But again, it depends on what he means by soon. Soon can be even sooner than that. Soon might be by the end of the year. We don't know. It's unlikely. Initially they thought Dagknight would come out sooner. It's taken a little bit longer, but this is insane stuff. So I am all for that for Casper, seeing it come out. And in regards to those who are asking about when smart contracts, there's still no exact date. Zealous puts here their major milestone of 3 million swaps on Cashback testnet, which is huge for them. So shout out to Zealous team. They're doing fantastic stuff. They're not slowing down at all. The next stage for them is adding 3 new languages, Polish, Indonesian, Korean, and exchange listings in motion. So that's great for them as well. And also the mainnet launch, which they highlighted as imminent. Now, imminent is, again, better than soon, but it's still not an exact date, so we don't know. We still don't know exactly when it's going to be coming out, but I'd like to believe sometime next week. I'd like to believe we'll find out a lot more next week, because on July 21st, we will be seeing KEF, Casplex and the team attending the event in Malaysia, which actually Caspador highlights here. I've kindly asked Levendi if he could step in during the space to cover what's happening in Malaysia next week in the event, which of course they said, of course. So again, those who are tuning in right now, welcome. I'd highly recommend tuning into the blockchain banter space this is 9 p.m. for me, so that for your conversion, that is in 5 hours from now. So 5 hours time from now, tune into the space and you'll find some upgrades about it. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think he'll probably give an announcement exactly when it's going to be coming out. He's a leaker. He knows. That's why he has no info from the insiders right now. But he will be, providing updates about how the event is going, feedback about Casper from the site people, and related, and reiterate what I presented on stage. There may be an announcement. There may not be an announcement. Who knows? But I'm hoping we'll find out when mainnet, therefore when smart contracts next week. My hope is it'll happen this month at the very least. Worst case, probably be next month, but this month I'm hoping it'll be happening, and that would be really, really big. Continue the momentum for crypto right now. Around everything else happening in the space right now would be absolutely insane stuff. Castle Wallet also got some big upgrades as well. They're now available on Android. The public beta is officially live on Google Play, and iOS test flight has been updated to match Android's latest version. So iOS is going smoothly. You can now enjoy full support for the memes, the KNS, the NFTs, and the pin code fallback, all this sort of stuff. So shout out to Castle Wallet for this upgrade as well. A lot more is coming to Casper, which is fantastic stuff. It's been only 20 minutes so far in this stream, this meeting, and it's been probably one of the most informative, while still no actual dates, which I'm sure again people are frustrated by. We always are forever asking when, but we have got at least some form of clarity in regards to what's coming, how they're going about it. Beforehand we've just been trusting the core team. Now we have an idea of exactly how they're planning to make things and how they're releasing Dagknight and native at the same time. I'm sorry, for me that's just nuts. That's insane. And no smart contracts, ZK EVMs coming out very soon as well. Huge stuff. And we're seeing, I think that honestly the timing for this stuff being announced right now is perfect, because we're seeing more and more maximalists, Bitcoin maximalists, shifting to Casper. We've seen, I think, 4 or 5 very prevalent, very prominent on Twitter, who are Bitcoin maximalists who hated Casper. And over the past 2 weeks alone, just 2 weeks, they've shifted from saying Casper's a nest coin, a rubbish coin, a trash asset, to it's worth actually researching into it and holding some even. VJ has been one of the biggest advocates for that now, who hated Casper. Now he's in it, and he's even been shilling it to his fellow colleagues and Bitcoiners. This guy here said, "Hey Vijay, great to see you today and catch up. Also, thanks for the insight into Casper. I've established a Kraken account and bought some this afternoon," which is fantastic. Again, this guy said he had a meeting with someone who works in a major crypto fund, so that is great stuff. The adoption of Casper continue to grow more and more, and with more Bitcoin maxis starting to question. I mean, some are still very ignorant and stubborn, but more and more maxis are starting to question. Just ask the question and even just be somewhat intrigued about Casper, and that in of itself, that doubt turning into interest is enough just to, it's the spark, right? What we're seeing right now with people like VJ, or we've been doing it ourselves for a while, be able to convince someone like VJ and many other maximalists and getting these conversations going about right now, you're now actually going to start seeing that spark in the back of their head, thinking, oh, let me just look into it, right? Let's see what the hype's about. And literally, VJ, after 5 minutes of research, thought it was worthwhile looking into it more. When you understand the basic element of what Casper's trying to do, when you read this post and you understand the benefits of DK and ZK, and knowing it's going to come through very soon, maxis will start flocking to Casper. The biggest asset in crypto will start slowly but surely flocking into Casper. Not all of them are leaving Bitcoin per se, but it'll start. And that, in and of itself, is extremely bullish news. That's why, for me, Casper's not going to fall off, because you've got incentive to keep going with the tech, and Bitcoin maxis are now starting to hedge their bets because the tech is interesting. That's the first time Bitcoin maxis have actually thought it's worth me holding it because of tech. Holding it because it's something I can see is trustworthy, similar to Bitcoin, and it's got the tech to back it as well. The first time ever. They've always just been in Bitcoin only. That is something worthwhile taking into account to, and that's something that what's his name? Dr. Martin Hyperwork has been talking about recently a lot as well. He made a post about it, kind of endorsing Casper once more. He's also very bullish on Casper. We're talking about it more and more continuously. And he says it here in response to the post here from Fish Tuna from Elau. I bet for butchering him, I apologise. A TLDR of his long post here is that in two halvings at the same market cap as today, the transaction fees will have to rise to $120 per transaction, and if the market cap rises to 100 trillion, each transaction will cost $6,000 in fees. So Bitcoin, in just two halvings, so in 8 years, it will cost $6,000 to send transactions with Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is just, it functions as a medium of exchange. And Martin Hyperwork says here, absolutely correct, Bitcoin hasn't fulfilled a single promise lined out in the white paper, and yet it still flourishes. Bitcoin is a great store of value, but it has not actually adhered and fulfilled any promise from Nakamoto. Casper is doing that. Again, again, it's still very early, and of course the cost and the speed will shift with more adoption. But you can see again, I'm going to highlight a different wallet this time just to switch up a little bit as well. But let's take wallet 10. Wallet 10, right? The last transaction here was 1.5 million Casper. 1.5 million Casper here for Gates wallet. This transaction in particular here was 59 million Casper. So about $5.5 million. It took 1.1 seconds. So it took over a second, but still basically 1 second, and cost 0.00072 Casper. Like, it's insane how quick that is and how cheap that is for sending $5.5 million. Again, that will shift with increase in value for Casper and therefore more adoption, more congestion. But it will never be to a stage, in my belief right now, from the current tech and how it's being built, it won't get to a stage where it's outrageous. You've got other elements, again, Dagknight, that sort of stuff will help make things better. It have quicker finality as well, making things even better. Shifting with latency, so that's fantastic stuff. We can see right now in regards to the addresses right now, we've got 534,504 addresses with Casper. And the volume right now is equally going up high, which is fantastic news. 171 million 24-hour trading volume. Again, dominated by the likes of Gate, Then we are seeing LBank rally up to 9%, MEXC 16%, BitGet still staying quite high at 14.63% right now. Kraken is at 2.32, but that could potentially go higher soon because we did see a post from Johnny yesterday that did hint at the possibility of us seeing a stablecoin pair coming to Kraken very soon. Maybe it was Tether. But this is great stuff to see in Kaspa again. The highest volume, especially with the big tier ones, the higher to see the other tier ones like Binance, Coinbase, start to actually come to Kaspa and list the project, which will be a massive FOMO pumper for Kaspa. I think they're waiting for the right time. I think the time is coming very, very soon as well, which is fantastic stuff. Altcoin index is going up in 30 yesterday at 47 today. I mean, that's great stuff. Yeah, I mean, right now we're seeing the dominance of Bitcoin falling off as well. So, of course, altcoins are starting to see more momentum, especially for Ethereum now above 3.5k again. It hasn't been above 3.5k, you know, since January, since the beginning of the year. We haven't seen 3.5k Ethereum for literally half the year. So it's now above that again, which is very, very bullish indeed. So, yeah, the altcoin index is going up as a result of it. And I still don't think, I mean, again, maybe I'm wrong, who knows, but right now we are seeing definitely the start of an altcoin rally as Bitcoin dominance has fallen off quite heavily, but I don't necessarily believe that this is going to be similar to what we saw back here, you know, where we saw last cycle, the peak, and then we saw altcoins do massively, right, altcoins started to do really, really well down here. We saw this massive fall off here from 73% all the way down to 40% dominance for Bitcoin in the last cycle. I don't think we're going to see that. I think you might see it come back down. You might even see Bitcoin dominance in the short term go below the trend line, which would be very interesting and very, very good. And that'd be a good altcoin relief. But I think, personally, not financial bias, I think you're still going to see Bitcoin continue to maintain dominance for a little bit longer in the cycle, probably come back up here to maybe 70%, and then it'll fall off heavy later on with the release of ETFs and more regulatory frameworks and whatnot as well. But alts are finally having a time to shine, which is great. Ethereum's pumping it right now. The other alts are going to start following in suit. With XRP also making all-time highs, that's very, very big. I mentioned this to my VIPs as well. With these other blue chips, these big assets making all-time highs, it's also great. It indicates, you know, you're going to start seeing that capital start to shift into the smaller caps, the mid caps and micro caps. So the capital will inevitably start cycling into Kaspa as well. Without tier 1 listed to be a little bit lackluster, probably, but I still don't think it's going to miss out. Not at all. Kaspa is going to catch this in abundance. Currently, yes, it's down 0.87% on the daily time frame, 9.28 cents, but I would like to believe we're still in that uptrend cycle right now. We're going to start seeing Kaspa over the coming days and weeks going back up to 13 cents again, and hopefully and likely, in my belief, breaking through that, forming that higher high, like the higher low, and just going up to the next level of resistance and going up higher as well. So looking good right now for Kaspa, honestly. Yes, indeed, Chris Can. Huge indeed. Very, very huge. Huge indeed. Kaspa to $100. Don't see why not in the future. I don't think this cycle, but definitely soon. Well, not soon, but definitely inevitable, right? What's up, Tactico? How you doing? Very, very well. Sorry, I don't speak English. When smart contracts. Yeah, I'm guessing you've got the subtitles on, so I'll try and speak really slowly so the subtitles pick up my voice properly. Smart contracts, no date confirmed yet, but insiders say soon. Likely this month, hopefully worst case next month. And then the native smart contracts, ZK, Dagknight, DK, coming out equally soon, but no date confirmed. My prediction is most likely based off what Igra Labs said, which they hope for April 1st, 2026, not 2027, 2026. So we should be seeing native smart contracts and Dagknight, hopefully, in 9 months. But again, no timeline confirmed, so we're still not completely sure, but hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll find out when soon. I'm curious if the KI accomplishes its goal to have Kaspa adopted as a form of payment for the industrial sector, considering their partners Shell, THL, etc., including Walker implementation. What could firstly happen for Kaspa? Yeah, I'm very interested as well. I mean, right now, we do know they have, I think it's Electrum they've called it. They basically had their EVM that they thought was really clunky, so they made a new kind of version for it, in a sense. Some smart contracts for Kaspa. They're waiting for native to really launch. All their major projects they want to launch need native, and Dagknight as well, but they can launch some of them beforehand. The likes of Warp Core, the likes of Gigawatt, the likes of ZETEX, they're all going to be launching Q4 this year, which is in 3, 4, 5 months from now, sometime in that period. And my idea of it is, according to AI software, I think it was Grok, when the KI inputted all of their information and sources to Grok, they said that the future potential for Kaspa with the KI is 10 out of 10, perfect. Now, that means institutional adoption is going to start utilizing Kaspa a lot more, continuously, bit by bit. What that'll mean for the price is gradual and then sudden increasing adoption, FOMO, price, demand. And that will play into that supplier shock element, because institutions are going to therefore have to stack Kaspa, or the wrapped Kaspa, which will be backed by Kaspa, to be able to utilize the markets properly. That's my understanding of it. They have to utilize that, so they have to start stacking Kaspa to be able to use the markets properly. The supply is getting lesser and lesser, getting smaller and smaller. Right now, 92% has been mined. It's only going to get smaller. So therefore, you're going to start seeing demand rally up higher, and the supply is not going to match that, and the price therefore is going to explode. You'll see multiple trillion-dollar markets: the crypto market, the real estate market, the energy markets, the commodity markets. All trillion-dollar markets, or markets that will soon be trillions of dollars. The stablecoin market, all those markets will start Kaspa will tap into, and hopefully dominate as well. So again, diamond hand project for me. Welcome back, LB, on the check-in. Appreciate your work and dedication, bro. Thank you very much, brother. Morning to you, good afternoon, wherever you're from in the region of the world. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in once again. And yeah, it means the world for me, brother. Thank you very much for your kind words. And yeah, right now, the dedication is just pure passion. What I talk about here is not even, it doesn't feel like work. It's just pure passion for the project and what's happening. I'm so blessed. We all are here to be where we're at right now. So it's honestly a courtesy and a hats off to all of us who continue to tune in and work and learn more about the space, about Kaspa as well. So congrats to all of you here being here as well. I've really been enjoying Castle. That's great to hear, Buffalo. I've not actually used it yet, but I've heard good things from it so far. So, that's great stuff to hear all around. And we do have another update here as well, actually, going into a bit more of the macro, back to Kaspa as well, which comes, of course, to the news we heard about yesterday. Elena Tevitt confirmed the breaking news. I did post it in my community when it happened, which is all 3 of the crypto bills last night: the stablecoin bill, the Genius bill, and the anti-CBDC bill, all passed the House yesterday. Very, very bullish news. Very big stuff indeed. The Clarity Act passed bipartisan, flying colours, 294 to 134. Which is great stuff. More than double the 35 expected of Democrats voted for, which is great stuff. Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, passed even stronger, 308 to 122, very bipartisan. The anti-CBDC was a bit closer, 219 to 210. The Democrats were very much not a fan of it from the looks of things. Only 2 of them voted yes, but all 3 passed with fantastic news, and therefore the signing ceremony happening later today, the Genius Act's going to be signed by Trump and therefore officially part of the law in the United States, which is great stuff. So we're going to start seeing, gradual increase in stablecoin adoption, utilization from institutions getting into the space, and that will cause sparks in the market. And Trump's also made some other big announcements as well. Apparently, at the same time as signing the Genius Act, he's doing it today, at some time this week, apparently, Trump's going to be signing another executive order, and that would allow 401k retirement plans to invest in crypto. That's a $9 trillion worth of capital from 401ks. So you've not just got TradFi money, trillions of dollars of TradFi money getting into stablecoins because of the Genius bill. You now also got retirement plans having the ability, if they choose to get into crypto. $9 trillion is being freed up right now to get into crypto. That is fantastic news. Huge stuff. Gold, crypto, private equity, this stuff is fantastic news. So I could even see even more adoption into crypto, and therefore potentially coming to Kaspa as well, who knows. it's great stuff all around what's come to the space. And of course, these regulatory frameworks is equally very, very big for Casper. Casper being a fair launch proof of work, no pre-allocations like Bitcoin, it makes it a commodity by default. Therefore, it's under the CFTC jurisdiction, which means it will face less regulatory scrutiny than the majority of cryptos that are proof of stakes. We covered this yesterday as well. US regulatory update, emerging regulatory momentum with the Clarity Act, which has just passed as well, building on the FIT 21 to clarify SEC versus the SEC oversight based on decentralization. So this Clarity Act is big. The Genius Act is big for Casper, but the Clarity Act is even bigger. It gives the clarity of what jurisdiction you're meant to be a part of, and Casper is going to be under CFTC, of course, being pure proof of work, no pre-mine, no ICO, fair launch, block DAG, high throughput, all that sort of stuff. This is going to be fantastic. The Clarity Act being passed through, now going to the Senate, fantastic, and therefore means we'll see smoother worldwide exchanges for Casper, because they now know for sure it's not a security under CFTC. You'll see more institutional inflows with ETFs as well for Casper as a result of it, because again, much more clarity that Casper is a safe asset, enhanced liquidity and adoption as a result, and then mainstream use as efficient digital money. This is great stuff. Great stuff indeed. So the Clarity Act is probably the biggest one for Casper. Stablecoin build still fantastic. Great stuff for Casper as well, especially if we get stablecoins building on Casper, which will hopefully happen soon when the mainnet goes live. Again, Casper will be talking to Circle, to USDT, Tether, and many other issuers, but Clarity Act the biggest one for Casper in my belief. So I cannot wait for this to be passed, which will hopefully find it going through the Senate quite smoothly. As we did see here again, the votes were, again, double what was expected from the Democrats, so it looks like there's quite a general acceptance of the bill as it is right now, which is good. I haven't heard too much negative sentiment around the Clarity Act right now, which is good, so hopefully it passes through flying and then gets put into law in the next couple of months or so, or next month maybe even, and then we'll see the adoption for crypto and equally for Casper flourish from there as well. My only hope right now is that the tariffs coming back into play early August, 1st of August, won't play too much of a negative sentiment on the market, and we'll have still a bit more bullish momentum. We do have some other updates, which I'll get into in a moment. One is the post I'm actually going to cover. Actually, I'll cover this one right now here, which is apparently Congressman Brad Sherman says that Bitcoin and crypto is the perfect tool for drug dealers and tax evaders, and this is just me. It's the ignorance once again for me. Like, is that correct? You could argue it is a tool that can be used for that, but any form of money can do that. And the fact of the matter is, as I highlighted here, literally all this stuff you're mentioning about Bitcoin and crypto being the perfect tool for drug dealers and tax, you can do that with fiat, with dollars right now. If anything, it's easier with dollars than cash, because cash is not traceable, but it's once you take it out of the bank and you've got it in your hands, no one's tracking that. So you can do whatever you want with the cash. With crypto, everything is traceable on a blockchain. So it's not the perfect tool in that regard. If you know what you're looking for, it's actually borderline impossible. It's not impossible. You always find, I'm sure, loopholes. But think about all the hacks we've seen. Hacking into to Bybit exchange, to Coinbase accounts, all these stuff we've seen, these hacks. It's traceable. And the exchanges, like when happened to Bybit was able to freeze certain wallets that were trying to sell off the stolen assets, the Ethereum I think they sold. So this is again the ignorance and the older generation just not understanding and want to try to remain the system as it is right now because they have more control over that way. So yeah, that for me I thought was very it made me laugh and get kind of just frustrated. I was like, oh really? How can you still be saying that? You just have no idea what crypto's about? Because you understood this basic element about how everything is traceable and tracked on a blockchain, you wouldn't be saying that at all. But unfortunately, there are many people who are in, parts of Congress who still believe that, and that's the problem we have right now. But these people won't be in office, I think, they either have to adapt to accept crypto or they'll just end up being replaced, because it's quite evident that they don't know what they're talking about, and also no one's listening to them anymore. Gary Gensler's gone, Biden's gone, Elizabeth Warren has been snuffed as well, no one's listening to her anymore. It's ridiculous. And something else, one of my second to last points here. Again, Dr. Heisberg makes a point here. Which crypto sector do you see the most promising and why? I've mentioned it in the past. I don't cover them too much right now. I probably will cover it a lot more detail later on in the cycle when the cycle is really in its peak. But I do honestly, and I agree, that the gaming sector is very underestimated. Very underestimated. Because when you understand the gaming sector, the fact that you've got games like Ark Survival, or games like what's ones that popular, Marvel Rivals, Counter-Strike, Valorant, League, all these games right now, which you can play as it is right now, and you're let's say League of Legends is the biggest game probably everyone's played or heard of. League of Legends, right? You're paying for skins, cosmetic skins, right? But once you pay for it, if your account gets banned for some reason unbeknownst to you, or you just stop playing the game, you spent X amount of money on some expensive skins and it's just stuck there. With Web3 gaming, with gaming cryptos, this is the future for Web3 gaming at least. These skins you buy would be in the form of NFTs, so if you stop playing the game, you can just sell them off. So Web3 gaming is a big element that I think is extremely undervalued and underestimated, and that's also why I'm bullish on gaming cryptos. And I will, obviously, Kaspa's my biggest bag, still the most bullish on Kaspa, but I think after that would be ISO 2022 assets. Don't trust them all, but I still see their potential and why they're doing very well. And then very close after that would be, it'd be Kaspa, AI, ISO 2022, then close after that is gaming. Which I'll be covering more gaming stuff later on. I'll probably cover it to my VIPs ahead of time first, because I think gaming again is a huge sector that's undervalued and needs more attention. So you want to find out stuff ahead of time, more information regarding alpha information, projects, potential picks, trade alerts, which again I highlighted earlier, the big 1.6k percentile profit that we had seen with one of our trades. So if you want to find out all that stuff ahead of time, check out the VIP 7-day free trial, or thanks to our work together with BYDFI and exchange no KYC, no VPN, regulatory license in Canada, Japan, and many more regions. Choose sign to the affiliate link down below in the description, or go through the Discord server and you follow the steps right here. You can receive many benefits, a lot of benefits, including 17% discounts on all future trading fees, or equally permanent VIP access to BYDFI channel, so you can see all the trades happening continuously. Stuff getting posted every single day. Or in addition, a 1-month free trial to the VIP group as well. Just follow the steps right here. You get access to that. If you need help with that, again, just reach out to me on Discord. I can help you out there. And they have currently got a lot of campaigns going on right now. They've got a new user deposit campaign, a chance to get up to an extra $2,000 bonus when trading, ends on the 25th of July. And also they've got a Bitcoin trading campaign that ends on the 24th of July. So that is next week, where a chance to win up to $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. So a lot of benefits there. Just join the server, the free Discord server, click the links here, and follow check out the VIP access channel, as you can see here, and you can get all the steps here to get access to the exclusive channel, all the exclusive information we put in here as well, all the videos that we do here as well, the education stuff as well, all stuff is available in here. So if you want to find out more, again, check out the link in the description, or ask for help on Discord, reach out to me and I'll help you out where I can. With that being said, let's get into more of the questions first and foremost before we get into the last bit of the content for today's stream. Welcome back, Pagoda Bro, who's doing very well. Just arrived when smart contracts. We haven't got confirmed dates just yet, but it shouldn't be much longer. I'm hopeful in the next month or so. We hope we'll hear more updates today. Those who tune into this blockchain banter episode, you'll find out hopefully something from there, and we'll find out more next week at the Malaysia event. For me, $1 is an easy target. What everyone says, only 30 cents, 50 cents. I mean, I no longer do pop predictions, so I no longer express my beliefs on whether $1 is easy or not. All I do highlight is its $26 billion market cap. And when you think the market cap right now for crypto is almost 4 trillion, and Bitcoin is almost 3 trillion. Bitcoin's almost 3 trillion. Or it's like, Bitcoin's like 2.5 trillion right now market cap. Crypto's almost at 4 trillion market cap. Ethereum's at 428 billion. Like, when you think of how much money is in the market right now, you're on your forecast to make it 26 billion. I'm just saying, $1 is not unachievable. I'm not going to say it's easy or hard, but the reason why everyone's saying it's not happening and people are putting more bearish predictions because they've been frustrated with capital so long because it's been very laboured. And you haven't got tier ones here yet, so all are valid arguments and excuses. And you've got to trade what's right for you, do your own trading information and research, but $1, again, when you've seen how other projects like AVAX went from 1.5 billion to 30 billion in just 2-3 months, what's stopping Kaspa doing the same thing? Is the question I ask. I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just asking what's stopping it. So, in that sense, maybe you're right. Welcome back, Edwardson, who's doing very well. Kaspa excellency, exactly. Absolutely excellent. Welcome back, Bread Pit, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. I wish I would have waited until 2028 to invest big in Kaspa. I missed the only real time to buy 2022 over 3.5 years ago. I mean, in that regard, you know, if you look at 2022, when it was back below a cent, then yes, of course, you could have made crap tons of money back then. Not many people knew about Kaspa back down here, though, so, and even then, less would have even trusted Kaspa back down there. I mean, look how small that was back there, 2022. Who's going to trust an asset when it's that low? It's just very, very tough to trust something that's that. And, I mean, you can look at the tech, right? Tech is great, but there are many projects in this space that seem to have great tech, but haven't got a track record of proving itself. Kaspa has already proved itself quite continuously. It's struggled for the last, you know, year, going on 2 years, but it's got great tech. It's got evidently a lot of adoption and eyes from big tier ones, from big whales, big Wall Street institutions. They are looking at Kaspa. Marathon mining Kaspa is a big thing. We don't talk about it enough. They may not have it on their balance sheet anymore, but they are still mining Kaspa. You know, there's enough reason for me to still be bullish on Kaspa right now. Now, agreeably, maybe it would be better in 2028, maybe. But at the same time, I still think that Kaspa's going to be fantastic this cycle, and who knows, you know, what happens from there. For me, I'm going to, you know, take profits from Kaspa this cycle and DCA back in. And I think I'll be taking quite a good amount of profit as well. Check the charts. Jesse went up in 2023, but not really. All main games made 2022 and took up by July 2023. I mean, July 2023 was here. It reached all-time highs in July 2024. July 2023 was back here. I mean, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, of course, you know, it was a much smaller market cap, much smaller asset, so the multiplier would have been a lot bigger then, but also a much higher risk. The smaller the asset, the bigger the risk. It's always great saying that in hindsight. You know, I should have invested back in 2022 and not, or 2028, but not now. But at the same time, were you to know that Kaspa's going to do this? No. But now you're confident that it's going to do fantastic in the future. But you wouldn't have been confident back then. So sometimes hindsight's a dangerous mindset. You know, I'm in Kaspa because I believe it's going to do very, very well regardless. Even this cycle, I think it's going to do fantastically well. And the fact that we have been lucky enough to get Kaspa back down near these low levels of 5 cents or 8 cents or 9 or 10 cents, which is where it was back in 2023, that is still a blessing. If you're looking at 5 cents and it goes to $1, for example, that's a 20x. That's still great. Is it big as a game back down here? Well, no. Because that's a smaller market cap. Actually, even then, that's still... When you're looking all the way back down here, then yes. But again, those who've gone to Kaspa really, really early, then of course you're sitting comfortably. You know, you're currently up, 25,000%? Well, it's currently up 50,000% from its initial launch. So, again, hindsight is 2020, right? Smart contracts, mainnet or testnet? We're talking about mainnet. We're talking about mainnet, cashback mainnet. I did talk about Octa Kaspa, but I spoke about it in, I think, one stream or two ago. I spoke about it in, I think it was, I don't know which stream it was, but I spoke about it in one of these two streams. I spoke about Octa Kaspa and how it's very interesting, very, very big, and how you may even see the likes of Tau coming on Kaspa as well in the future, which is very cool. Do you remember the website opinion for Kaspa? I do. But I've not heard anything more from it right now, and you know, I think my meme coins is enough gambling for me right now, truth be told. Welcome back, Seabass, bro. You're doing very, very well with that. And YouTube, Bingo Bango, welcome back to the stream, my man. Please tell me Kaspa's pub prediction for 2025. I do not do pub predictions anymore, world. I do not do pub predictions, but I think you'll do very well. No VCs, no pre-mine allocation is, don't you see that it's a clever way to say coin no go up? I mean, again, I agree. With lack of VCs or no pre-mine allocation, it's harder for a project to rally. But it doesn't mean it's not going to. And again, there's differences. Bitcoin took a very long... Bitcoin's the same in that regard, and it took a very, very long time. But difference is Bitcoin was the first crypto. We're in a market which is a lot more developed and maturing quickly with regulations. And Kaspa is not a small asset. It's top 50. And these, you know, adoptions, these, again, you've seen, again, people like Vijay, who's now getting these major crypto funds and people to start looking at Kaspa now, forgetting the name of it. You're seeing the KRI talk about Kaspa with their big institutions like Shell, DHL, Hyundai, Bosch, Eon Energy, Siemens, Ernst & Young. they're one of the partners as well, so they know of Kaspa. You've got Marathon mining, that's BlackRock, therefore they know of Kaspa, the Marathon's mining them. They may not be investing publicly or showcasing interest right now publicly, but they know of them. So again, it's just a matter of, and even Grayscale have mentioned Kaspa in the past. Binance has mentioned Kaspa in the past. So again, it's always great to speculate, and again, the points you're making are valid. They're very valid, and that's also a good reason, or a viable reason to why Kaspa may not do well, at least in this cycle. I'm personally saying otherwise, because I think it's got enough lingering FOMO and great tech to capture the market in this cycle. But it might be a very, very late takeoff. A lot of the big developments are coming out in Q4. IGRA mainnet Q4. Casplex mainnet's probably coming out in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month. KRI projects coming out in Q4. Warp Core, Gigawatt, and ZTEX. Potential Dagknight and native smart contracts coming out maybe early 2026. You know, we've got so much more coming out and more adoption. The Bitcoin maximalists, when they start shifting away from Bitcoin, or when the Bitcoin's peaks come in and they start looking to a way to diversify or to reinvest their assets, most are going to just hold stables and DCA back in, or they'll go to Kaspa, as more and more starting to do. I'll stop using Caspian because it kept moving my fund to different wallet addresses for some reason, which made using Coinly annoying. I've not heard about that, Seabass, but yeah, if that's the case, that's what's happening, then yeah, I'll do the same thing. I just use Casware right now to hold and trade my memes and NFTs. VCs give you ability to grow the market cap, then sell with them. Kas gives the opportunity to early as a market cap. Again, it's the same. You could have said the same thing about Bitcoin when it was first launched out, but look where Bitcoin is at right now. So again, it's speculative, but it's not like VCs don't know of Kaspa. They're not necessarily invested, but they're still there, and they know of Kaspa. It's not. I mean, that is speculative, but it's also very apparent. You know, Marathon mining them, Grayscale talking about them, Binance hinting at them. Kaspa's attended big events. You know, they've got ETPs for Valor. The KF talking to more instituted about. They've got connection to. They're speaking to USDC Circle, USDC Tether. These companies know of Kaspa. They're learning about them for the first time, most of them probably, but they know of Kaspa. So, and the lack of VCs, while just make it harder for a price to pump or market to pump quicker, these VCs dump on you, and unless you're hard watching their wallet or whatever, you have you're liable to get liquidated. So it's safer as well. But again, that's just my perception of it, at least. I just thought, if Kaspa does 50 bill, does that mean main DEX should be 2%, 1 bill to 0? But good question. I don't know, because I'm not really sure who the main DEX is going to be. ZIL right now is a clear front runner, but you're going to probably have other DEXs coming out. Kaspa.com still exists, and they could do some big things as well. ZIL is still quite clearly the front runner from we've seen from their updates, seemingly. But you never know. I mean, Kaspa.com has the benefit of being the official affiliate partner to IGRA Labs. If IGRA Labs becomes the main layer 2, or the preferred layer 2 to Casplex, let's just say, that could be better for Kaspa.com maybe. And they're going to release their own token that won't be on KYC, it'll be on the IGRA platform, I'd like to believe. Although we'll find out more about that in a moment with Kaspa.com. I mean, again, it's a good question, actually. I don't know. I mean, right now, ZIL is sitting at a, 30 mil market cap. So that's a 1 bill potential, if that's correct. That's insane. 23 mil. If that's a 1 bill, you're looking at almost a 500, well, probably about 300x, give or take, 500x from here. Wait, that's not right. 40x. Yeah, 40x. Even that's still insane. How is off the grid skin resale going? If you don't sell the skins while they are new and hot, it probably will be worthless 6 months later. I recognise off the grid. Is that the Gala game? Is that the? No, that's the Avalanche game, the AVAX game. Yeah, I remember talking about that. Yes. It's been a while since I mentioned that, actually. Again, that's just once more why I'm bullish on crypto gaming. That was like, for me, that got so much hype when it first came out. I've not seen anything about it recently though, which is to be expected. I'm not too sure about the resale stuff going on. And yes, you probably are right. If you don't sell the skins when they're hot, they'll probably be worth it in 6 months later. But that's why when it comes to gaming, the whole premise of it is fantastic. Where you can end up, if you're not playing the game anymore, you sell it on, you make some form of money from it. Whether you make your money back or more or less, depends on the game, right? But if you end up having, let's just say, the next Call of Duty, the next Black Ops 2 coming to Web3, so it's another massive blockbuster game, so much adoption and hype and speculation. And then even now, Black Ops 2, like people who will still be reminiscing on the game, you can end up selling those as like a sort of NFT premium, like an ancient thing that's so, like maybe they do some like special NFTs that are so like very limited time offer, so it's so hard to get, and then you can make a premium of that as well. So to answer your question, you're probably right there, but it also depends on the game that's happening, the game how good the game is, the type of skin you have, and just the level of adoption going through. But that's a future that I think will come to gaming crypto in the future, and that's something that I'm going to be there for. With Kaspa, with gaming crypto, with AI, we're going to be in crypto. And again, the stuff that we cover here, we're covering it in this community, of course, but also be covering it in a lot more detail and probably ahead of time in the VIP as well. So if you want to find out more ahead of time, again, VIP, link down in the description, also my homepage as well. Welcome back, Calico. You're doing very, very well. Happy Friday to you too. Bitcoin low circle by the 22nd, then another leg up. Don't panic, sell people. If you see the price go down this weekend, agree, completely agree. Don't be emotional, be logical. We're seeing a small bit of pullback as expected. It's part of the game, right? Bitcoin is chopping a little bit. Alt's having a bit of a relief now. It's fantastic stuff. I think we've still got a lot higher to run. Will we see stable coins this year? And up to tier 1 listings? No confirmation of both announced. We don't know if we're going to see either this year. I'd like to believe yes, because USDC spoke to Kaspa and Tether spoke to Kaspa, and the mainnet's coming out, and that'll give room for stable to come on Kaspa, who've been waiting for the mainnet. So I do think we'll hopefully see stables this year, and tier 1s will probably follow with when the markets get into its proper hype and Kaspa's really pumping. I think Binance and OKX and these other tier 1s will follow. They'll all follow Binance, I'd like to believe, but we'll have to find out and see. We're in July right now. Got another like 5 months maybe of the cycle, so no, not at all, Bread. No, Bread, honestly, like, you're asking these serious questions. You got to have the people who are asking the questions, I wouldn't say you're being a Debbie Downer. I say you're asking the questions that are worth asking. It's better off asking the hard questions that can be debated about and conversed about, as opposed to just not asking questions at all and following blindly, or just being completely mentally shut off from the idea of it. This is a community where we converse with each other, we debate, right? So don't, by any means, please don't apologize about, asking the questions, because you've got a valid point there. I make my own perception based on that as well, and I personally believe that while they are hard, Kaspa's still well known enough and got enough connections to where it can still capture the market. Testnet, oh yeah, for Castle, yeah, I'm sure we'll see that stuff coming out very, very soon this year. Smart contract coming out this year. Will there be smart contracts for Caspa yes. Yes, there will definitely be smart contracts by then. I know it's been a very long time waiting, but it will come. You always provide amazing Kaspa updates. Thank you so much, brother. We love your work. Thank you very much, altcoin bonanza. Thank you much. I appreciate it very, very much. And yeah, we'll be here continuously every single day, Kaspa and crypto, giving updates about what's happening in the space. The last video I wanted to play, but I'm running out of time, so I probably won't play it here. It's just an interview here from Tom Lee, Fundstrat CEO, founder. He basically says he's kind of giving a warning to Trump, saying don't fire Jerome Powell, because that's actually going to cause more bad news than good news. The only silver lining, or the only way to get around it, is if Jerome Powell willingly resigns. But if you kind of get him out and force him out, that will cause a lot of negative sentiment. So he believes, and I do agree, that Jerome Powell will see his term off May 2026. And then we'll see a lot more rate cuts and bullish momentum going from that point onwards as well. That was the last big post that we had to talk about in today's stream. I think smart contracts is not going to be a big deal for Kaspa market cap. I mean, it won't cause a price pump immediately, but it allows Kaspa to become a more fully fledged DeFi, a foundational layer for building to come on Kaspa. It won't necessarily cause a God candle pump smart contract. That's not going to happen. But it allows you to start building and using the Kaspa platform. So it's a building block foundation to bring in more liquidity over time. Fair point. Equally fair point there. You've got a fair point there. I can't really discredit that or debate that, really. I mean, you can argue that's done by the bigger whales who have accumulated a lot of wealth, or the early buyers who, you know, got in early, who knew about Kaspa early and decided to dump on it. So I mean, I haven't really got an argument to that. It's a very fair point. I'd argue that VCs are probably more volatile and again just slightly more risky, but you've got a fair point there. Kaspa is just not doing anything. I mean, price action wise, it's not doing anything right now, but in regards to what's being built, it's doing a lot. It's doing a hell of a lot. Just what we talk about this stream every single day. With that being said, though, that will be for today's Kaspa Crypto live stream. Definitely tune into Blockchain Banters in about 4 hours' time to find out more. Shout out to Levendi Pro, Kaspa Door, and everyone else part of the crew, Wolfie, who are all partaking in the space. As always, if you enjoy the content, leave a like, share, and subscribe for more. If you want to know about crypto and Kaspa, check out the free community or the VIP server in more detail. More benefits in there, a lot more. Link down in the description. And equally, tune into BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN exchange, with regulatory licenses to Canada, Japan, and Canada, United States, and many, many more regions. And tune in more and lock in more of trading as well. There's a lot more you can benefit in the community with us, the Coin Factory, and BYDFI. All linked down below in the description. If you need any help or anything, reach out to me on Discord. Make sure that you add me. I will never message you first or add you first. So if there's someone that's trying to add you, pretending me, it's a scam, so be careful about that. But that being said, have a great day, good evening, good morning, and good night, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care now.